Hello everybody, welcome to this fun Elden Ring video. We're going to see how many golden seeds we can get without facing a boss in Elden Ring. No, wrong, not without facing a boss. We probably will get some boss bars come up, but without defeating any, definitely. We will not have to fight any bosses for this to work. And there'll probably be some cuts in this. I don't quite know exactly how it's going to come out yet. We'll see how it looks when we're done. And we're going to start from the gate front when we have the mount from Elenia. And I've obviously already got the summon from Ranni so that I don't miss any questline stuff. Other than that though, this is a bare bones start with a character that has not been leveled at all, and we are going to start. So the first one is obviously going to be the closest one. We're going to head towards the Storm Shack Hill. Now if you're going to be running this with me, just bear in mind that you will need to be making sure you're quite evasive. For this particular part, I always find coming over that little right hand side there is always good. Just seems to work for me every time. I'm just going to pass our way up here. Should not be too much trouble. There will be a group of wolves we need to avoid though. They drop out of the sky, which is real weird for me. We're just going to try and stay over to the left so we don't maybe trigger them too badly. Oh no, they're coming down anyway. I really don't know what this is about. I have no idea what the lore implication of flying wolves is. We're going to rest at this grace. Once that's done then, we are going to want to progress Roderika's quest. So we're going to exhaust all of her dialogue. And once that's done then, unless something has changed, we should be able to make her disappear. So the plan right now is to head. Now obviously I already have the map fragment from just here. But we are going to follow this bridge right here, jump off over this way, and come on around to about here. There's the plan. What this should do is, for those that don't know, is push Roderika into the Round Table Hold, unless they've updated her quest in some way. Guess we'll find that out now. A little bandit knife on the horse is not going to do well. Come on, we don't need to be facing any enemies. We're good, we're good. We'll probably be grabbing some map fragments as we go around, otherwise you won't be able to see. If you are following this for some kind of guidance, just bear that in mind. I also don't know if this is going to affect any quest lines at all. Right, see, I'm going to jump down here. It's all horrible and precarious. Come on around the edges just here. We're going to have a load more wolves to run past. We don't need to be fighting any of those. Not at all. Okay then, so after a while of riding, it does take a little bit of time to get this grace just here. What should happen is we'll rest here. Let's get this done. Okay, so if the same thing happens to you that happened to me, when you get to this grace, Malenia's going to invite you to the Round Table Hold. You're probably going to go there, and then you just want to fast travel back to the Stormhill Shack. And what we'll find is Roderika has already gone, which is good. We now have an extra golden seed. We're going to mount up from here, and our next target then is going to be going to Weeping Peninsula. So we're actually going to fast travel back to the gate front. So obviously from here, we're going to press on this way. I'm not going to tag any graces. If you haven't been around any of this before, I recommend that you do so, just in case you do die, but I'm fairly confident in my ability to get around. I'm going to get severely punished for this, I know. Also, make sure you make it a fresh day. Coming across this road in particular, if it's nighttime, there will be a boss on this road. You don't have to face him, but he can be pretty nasty. Does a lot of damage, and you really don't want that whilst you're trying to get around to get extra seeds. So at this part of the road then, you can either go to the left. You can't really see that there's much of a left. It's like dirt track to the left, but main road to the right. We're going to follow the main road and go straight past that as well. We don't care about that. Need to let my stamina recover. Also, when you're not in combat, you can just keep on mashing circle, and that's going to make you go a bit faster. The dash is a little bit faster than walking. Just helps us to keep going. Obviously, you kind of lose that ability once you're into combat a little bit. So I will tag this grace. This is a bit of a danger point that we're coming to right now. So if you don't know where this is, you just want to come over these rocks just here. Just start seeing all the swirls. So rest at this one because we've got a ballista to get by. And if it hits you, that'll be bad. From here then, we're going to be heading this way. Continue down the road. And it is pretty much just follow the road straight down. Not too much to be said about that, but I will obviously need to show bits of it. So I'll keep talking because it's better than just showing empty riding. So this is the dangerous bit. Be careful here. If that ballista hits you, probably going to kill you. Oh no, I'm going to get hit right now. Yeah, we're fine. Here we go. There is another grace just there if you feel like you need to use it, but we should be able to pass straight through this area to the next grace, which is going to be the next one that I recommend that we tag. Look at the left side here. It's going to avoid us growing all these dogs all over here. Don't know if the dogs will fight these or not. It's irrelevant to our purposes though. So, straight around, and then here is the next grace that I recommend that you stop at. From here then, it's up to you. We're going to grab the map fragment as well as the golden seed. I know it's not directly in the video, but as I said before, if you're following this as some kind of setup, then I feel like that's going to be a good idea for you. But for now, you just want to come over this way to where this kind of big broken ruin is. Just off the front of it, we'll have golden seed. And then we should just be able to loop around, grab the map fragment and this sign just here. Nice and smooth. Okay, as soon as we're not in combat, we can fast travel back. Come on, giant, leave me alone. Can't even see me now. Okay then, so once you're out of combat, we can fast travel to a close position to where we want to go to. We're going to go back to the Agil Lake South, and what we're going to do is go this way past the grave. There should be an airlift just over here, which we're going to take. There may be a couple of wolves we need to dodge. That really isn't an issue. And kind of more tips for anybody following this early game. There will be, like, whenever you see graves on the map, that means there's going to be open sarcophagus type things, or coffins, whatever you want to call them. And those will almost always have runes that you can collect, so feel free to collect those. That's some free levels for you right there. Some extra stamina if you finding your stamina's running out a lot. You can just see the wisps of the airlift right here. That's what we want to go on. There we go. Come on. Yes. That's what we like. From here, what you want to mark is this bit. This is where there's going to be a grace. And we're going to get a seed and a key item from this place. So get ready for, I wouldn't call it like a run where you're definitely going to fail, but there's certainly quite a few enemies here and we need to be aware of that. This item is going to give you access to a late game area as we make our way around, so that's why it's important for us to get it. It's going to allow us to make, well, get an obscene amount of seeds. I mean, I've purposely not front loaded how many we're getting because I feel like it's cooler to make it a mystery. Probably should have said at the beginning, how many do you think you can get? Leave me a comment. I mean, at this point, if you've made it this far in, thank you very much. How many seeds do you think we can get before the end of the video if you haven't already looked? We're going to jump over this bit. Be careful here because there is a ballista up there and that will hurt. Right now though, we want to grab this. And then Venus Onion Boy's on his way down. That's good for us already. Just gonna get round you through the door. Careful in here. This is where things can go wrong because there's lots of explosive barrels. And if one of these guys happens to throw an explosive at you at the wrong time, it's just not going to go well for you. We're gonna make all the way around here. This is where the most dangerous part is because there's a big knight behind us who does bleed damage, and we don't want that really either. Our backstab damage is probably pretty good with this guy because he's got a dagger, but we are not interested in fighting him at all. We're here for the loot, and that's all. If you are panicking at the top, you can quit out and reload, and he'll go back to his original position unaggroed. But we only need to get to this, and death is not really an issue for us. So there we are. It's all done. I'm going to do the quit out trick now. So what we are going to do is fast travel back down. We actually need to head north. We've got 2 more things that we need to tag in this zone. So first things first, go back to the Grace. We're going to head straight north. On our right hand side, just go up here. Should be another map fragment. But anyway, going up here, we're going to go to the Siofa Riverwell. We can get a seat down there. It's Blythe. Now that you've heard him, you can go back to, what's his name, Carle, and he will give you the ability to get him down there with the finger snap, which is cool. Past all this, get that one up. So much stuff that we're just running past. It's hilarious. It's triggering me real bad. I usually have to get 100% of everything every time I go past it. This is a real change of pace for me. So down the lift we go. Okay, so once we're at the bottom, highly recommend tagging the Grace. And the deceptive part down here, for those that don't know, like if you close the lift, look, it looks like you can't ride your horse. Go forward a little bit. You can summon Torrent and get out of here. So we're going to progress up here. You can go left or right, it really doesn't matter. I feel like there's less resistance if you go left though. So we'll go this way. Just follow it all the way around. Down straight up the steps. Don't worry about it. Another lift. We can jump on that. Same story up here then. Get straight on the straight on with the horse. We'll grab the map fragment here as well. Like you guys will be looking at the map right now and be like, oh my god, I can't see where I'm going. Just follow my directions, don't worry. And I'll get you the map fragment while we're here because I feel like that makes sense. Especially as it's kind of close as well. So we'll tag this Grace. The map fragment is right over there on those pillars. You can see, just about see it on that corner there. Map fragment retrieved. Right, the seed should be about there. What I recommend for this zone then is come over to the western side, or the left as you're progressing through. The right hand side is full of like magic archers, and I'm pretty positive they simply can't miss. Like they're so difficult to avoid. Excuse me, crab, we don't need you. So very difficult to avoid their shots, and when we're running around with this small amount of health, I really don't want to be taking shots from them, so I'm just going to make our way forward. Keep to the side, keep to the side. Are there any around here? Nope, it's just tentacle monsters. We can live with that. Tentacle monsters, we can live with that. Oh my gosh. I thought we could live with that. We're trying to prove you wrong. Nah, we're fine for now. Most of the stuff around here is melee based, so we can just pass straight through the trees. Come on, through the trees. If you need it, or feeling worried, there's another Grace in there that you can tag. Hopefully I don't regret not doing that in a second. There are more archers up this way, so we need to be careful. Whilst they're dancing, they're actually okay, so we'll just leave them to their fun. We don't need to be disturbing that. I don't know what the lore behind that is. Some kind of ritual, I assume. I'm not good with the lore stuff in this game. So continue up here, cross the bridge, and you can see the next seed. Hey, look how well I did that. That's so good. So close. I was so close to getting it absolutely on. Cool, so with that done, if you press your thumbstick in, if you happen to be on a controller, you can switch the map, as you can see. Now, the problem right now is technically we don't have a close grace here, so what we're actually going to do, I'm going to go to the bottom of the lift and then go up the lift and meet you guys there. Okay, and so from the top of the lift then, we want to head basically north. We're going to follow the road to a church. If you don't already have it, this is where the map fragment for this zone would be. As you can see, church is coming into view. There are some important items here. The Flask of Wondrous Physic, if you don't already have it. This is a fairly important item in the game. Actually kind of cool how this affects people's builds, but we are not going to be collecting that right now. Instead, what we want to do, we want to come out to this little river here, and we're looking for some little blue-looking wisps, which indicates a waypoint for us. I just hear something aggro on me. Nah. So you've been warned, this is a high-level zone. I highly recommend you grab the grace that's in here. This is a key character as well. You'll be bringing key items to this guy at various points of the game. Be careful of this gargoyle thing. It hits like a truck. That's all I can say on that matter. So we're just going to run down the hill. Again, careful of all the enemies here. This is technically a high-level zone, but if you can get some good backstabs on them, then some good runage to be had here as well. Golden seed. Technically, that's the only golden seed we can get here. However, we need the other half to the medallion that we've already got half of, and we are going to get that now. So we've got another grace just here at the foot of the bridge. I don't know, it should be called the foot of the bridge, entrance of the bridge, whatever you want to call this. We'll take that. And we are just going to run straight into this thing's legs. It should be absolutely fine with this. Not absolutely fine. It is going to aggro. It is going to try flaming me. But by the time usually it does anything, you're pretty much out of the way. Although I think it's facing the wrong way. Usually it's better if it's facing you. It's probably going to get me now. You're usually such a friendly dragon. It's fine, look. We've gotten away with this already. And we're going to go straight past another boss. This is why I said I had to correct. There will be some red bars that come across the bottom. We're just not going to defeat any of them. Technically, we have another boss right down here, which again, we're just going to skirt around the side off. We don't want to fight that. Don't worry about any of it. Don't worry about any of it. We don't care. Oh, no. We aggro still? We aggro? Oh, I can't see where I am properly. I think it's this lower one that we want to go on. Let's hope I'm correct. Positive that I am. There it is. There's the grace. That's a little base of operations right there, look. So that if something goes wrong, we don't have to reset quite so far. Again, so from here, because we're running blind, no one has any map fragments at this point. We're going to head straight on out that way, past this dragon. This dragon is obviously not anywhere near as crazy to fight as the bigger ones, but we are certainly not equipped for that with my little dagger right now. Just keep on going straight, follow the dirt path, follow the dirt path. And you can see the distance where the signpost is. That's what we're going to grab right now. This technically isn't essential, but I feel like it's just easier for you to be able to see where you want to go. So that is exactly why we're coming out this way right now. Thank you for the map. I don't really need it, but I'll show you guys exactly where it is we're going to on the map when we get there. So at this point then, taking the scenery, it's all crazy. I think it's that. That there is the big dragon. It's kind of what we're going to go behind, but first of all we want to go towards the wall over here, as this is kind of what's going to lead us to where we want to go. This is probably going to be the most dangerous part, because there's actually a room here that's full of even more enemies that are quite strong, and we probably want to avoid them as best as possible. Yeah, there's the wing. Oh, slightly wrong. It wasn't quite that was the dragon, but it was close. This dragon doesn't fight back. You can hit this for a load of souls. It just take a long time to kill it unless you use a bleed weapon though. And unless it's been patched, this is a pretty good farming spot. Don't just kill it once. Watch farming video if you want to know how to farm it. Cool, let's reset and rest everything here, and then we're going to set off into the castle. It's not a castle, it's fort. This is Fort Faroth. And I did say I'd show you on the map, right? So let's do that. So once you got the map fragment, then you can see we came from this bit up here. We rested at this grace, came across the bridge past the dragon, took the low path to this grace, came on around here, got the map fragment, and then came back over this way for Fort Faroth. You can see on the map that technically if you'd have taken the high road, you can probably like loop around here like that. Then you'd have to get past all the dragons and you'd be right in front of them all. Here then, this is... Oh, I didn't mean to aggro you already. I've got to reset you now. These enemies will probably, at best, two-shot me. They'll probably one-shot me. So we want to run through there as quickly as possible. There is a ladder. Once you get up the ladder, you're pretty much safe. So that's exactly what we need to do. And the chest is right atop the ladder. You don't really have to interact with hardly anything here to make this a thing that we can do. So we're just going to run straight on through, straight on through, straight on through, straight on through, straight up the ladder. There we are. Bam. Basically made it. I don't think they can even hit me now. Poison might get me. Nope, not even the poison got me. That's it. Nope, it is going to poison me. It is going to poison me. You couldn't let me get away with it, could you? But regardless of that, this is the medallion part that we're after. This now means we have access to, I mean, if you don't know where it is, to the Altus Plateau. This is a much later area in the game, but it's going to allow us to get more seeds. Next up then, we want to go to the Storm Hill Shack. We've got a long route to get the next one. From here then, we're basically going to follow this road to the east. We're going to go past a load of enemies. We're not going to get a seed for a little bit of a while. And that's where we need to go. We're going to get 2 by following this road, basically. Just follow the road to the east. There'll be graces along the way. You should definitely tag them. And there's going to be the War Master Shack on our right hand side. I'm obviously not going to nip into there, but if you don't know about it, that's where you're going to get some extra Ashes of War nice and early. So definitely pop on into there, speak to Bernal. That's all good. There's the grace right there. Look, we don't need that though. Also, because we've done this, if you're doing this early, like I am, you'll get some, what's the word? I guess you'd call it rarer dialogue from D of the Death Hunters. Big shaggy dog. No one likes big dogs. Not in these games. So there's Alexander as well. Forgot that we'd see him. Get Grace there. I don't need to tag that one. Confident we'll just get past Mr. Onion Boy here. This one likes banging his head for some reason. It's really easy to get around. It's not a problem. That's all the way on over. You'll have a merchant on the right. And then on the left... Where are you, sir? Can't see him right now. But usually on the left around these graves, maybe a bit further on in the graves, there should be an NPC called D that wants to warn you about the Tibby Mariner. I can't seem to see him right now, so I guess maybe he's not here for me. In any case, there's another grace there if you need it. We shouldn't need it. We're not going to be fighting the enemy here. But it is a nice reset point for this Tibia Mariner. That is... It actually drops the key item we were talking about earlier for the big guy in the Beast Sanctum. I'm not bothered about that right now. There's actually a very nice talisman in that set of ruins just there. You'll see a load of turtles around it. That's the turtle talisman and increases the rate at which your stamina regenerates. Quite good for basically any build, so worth knowing about. We're going to pass on up here. Hopefully we don't trigger the invasion. That could be something that slows me down a little bit, and I really don't want that. So I'm going to stick to this right-hand side just here. The trigger that I know it is that church. We don't want to go near that church. Don't go near that church if you can help it. We're just going to go straight up high, straight on by. We don't want to touch it at all. So we're going to have a grace here in a second. We're definitely going to use this one. Let's get this tagged. This is where things have the potential to go wrong. And for the sake of making it easy to follow, I'm going to follow the road. This may not be the best way. You could probably like jump off down this way, but there's all sorts of stuff down there and I don't really want to be touching on that. Instead, we're just going to follow the road. I feel like that's real easy. It doesn't matter which map fragment you do or don't have. We just follow the road. Just follow the road. It's worth noting that maybe it would have been better for me to have set it to morning. I don't know what kind of time we are on in the game right now. If it turns to night time, once we get to a later point on the road, there will be a Knights Cavalry type enemy down there, and we don't really want to be messing with that. Is this the road? I think this is the road. I don't think it is the road now. I don't want to head south, as long as we're heading south. Oh man, that's a lot of birds. Right, okay, let's another bird there. There's so many enemies here that are just going to kill me if they touch me. Let's come to this right hand side. Let's try to mitigate this a little bit. Sorry that we're ad-libbing a bit. There's one already. Look. If this catches me, I'm probably dead. Nope. Get off. Let's see if we can mess with your pathing a little bit. Get off. There's the grace. Could tag the grace. Yeah, I've really not. I'm nowhere near the road right now. What we know is we need to head south. Can you please just de-aggro for a minute? I need to check my map. I know we need to go east from where we are. Let's hit the road. Otherwise, we're going to be completely lost. No! We're going to die. No, I didn't. Oh man, Caled, you pain me so. Don't do what I did. Follow the map. Follow the road. That was too crazy. Follow the paved road. Are these aggroing? No. Yeah, just follow the paved road. Don't come off the road. Just follow the paved road. Follow the paved road. Don't do what I did. So that's a good grace to tag if you need it. We don't need to follow the road here though. We can come off the road a little bit. We don't need to have this guy firing at you. That will be a problem. Yeah, it's actually a pretty good idea just to kind of just be a little bit off the road here. These patrols are quite dangerous. I can't believe I survived that jump. That's so funny. So we're just going to stay on the inside of the road. Eventually we'll come to a grace, and that's when we know kind of where we want to be. We've got loads of rock flowers. Of course we do. We should be close now. Yeah, here we go. Here's more road. There we go. Yep, nice. That worked out pretty good. Aggroed on there. Right, so here's the map fragment, which is good. The merchant here as well. And we're gonna pass over a little bit, just so that we've got the grace. We're gonna want to come back this way anyway. So just a little bit further on the left. Where are you? There you are. Okay, so quick check here, just so you guys can see. Now you can actually see where everything is. The 2 seeds that we want here, then there's one in this town here, and there's going to be one kind of close to where this junction is. So that's where we want to be going to. First things first, we're going to be heading south. I'm going to make sure it's daytime so that the Knights Cavalry does not spawn on me. With that done then, carry on our merry way. We basically just want to head south from where the merchant is, following the road. Excuse me. No, 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 no. There's our seed. We'll just turn back. We're good. In fact, it doesn't even matter if you kill me now. It's just as fast as me running back. I should probably heal my horse, though. Okay, so this next one can be kind of dangerous. And I feel like the best way is going to be to pass through the swamp. But we may get invaded if we're not careful. So just bear with me. Excuse me. These things have such a long, like, range with which they can follow you. It's kind of crazy. But we want to head basically north. Can I bring the map up yet? No. And you do not want to come off of your mount in this because this will, like, extra badly poison you. You don't want to mess with that. Just gonna head all the way down here. It feels like we're going south, but we're actually going north. It's kind of weird how that feels. We're just going to head north, head north. Oh, that's a pretty good one. It's not the grace we need, but that tells me that we're quite close to where we want to be. The next grace that we want is actually kind of close. So once we reach that one, we can pretty much head northeast, and we're going exactly where we want to be going. There we are. You can see the ruins coming into view. That's nice. Definitely tag this grace on the way in. So just kind of so you guys can see the map a little bit. See, it's just kind of on the edge of the town here. So yeah, it's definitely better than coming through this way. And you'll see kind of probably in a minute when we're getting shot at, but you'll get a load of mages in here that are expecting you to come from this way, whereas this way you get a little bit more of a breather. Back on torrent then, for the last seed in Caelid. Straight up the stairs, turn left. Find some more stairs. Seed retrieved. So it's up to you how you want to get out of here. Really don't think that's going to help, is it? Yeah, it is. We can get out of there. That's good. It's always nice to make a great escape. And then now, what we want to do, now that we can fast travel again, is... So that's basically, apart from some of the ones that come from bosses and stuff, that's all of the seeds from Limgrave, Weeping Peninsula, and Caelid, which is real good. So now we're going to be heading over back to the lake-facing cliffs that we tagged earlier. Okay then, so once we've made it back to the lake-facing cliffs, this is the Lake of Liurnia. Those that don't know. We're going to go ahead, follow the road down. Soon we'll meet the lakeside. We can probably pass over the first map fragment. I don't think we need it. There isn't a seed contained within its boundaries that I know of, so we'll completely bypass that, I think. So we're going straight past this camp. One of the enemies here, I think, drops an incantation, so maybe worth clearing if that's something you want to stop and do. Straight down here, straight down here. There's a grace right there you can use if you feel like you need it, but we shouldn't really need it. And the good thing is, the place that we want to go should be basically straight north of where we are. So straight forward, straight forward, straight forward, straight forward, straight forward. Don't annoy that, that'll shoot you with water lasers, and those are pretty nasty. Straight forward, straight forward. End up on the east side. Interesting. It's fine though. We can keep going. We can keep going. We'll turn west once we can see the village. Where are you? Should be quite close to it. We should start seeing the broken bridge soon. Where is it? It's just much further than you realise it is. It's a lobster. Let's be careful of that. Can't believe I aggroed. Okay, we're definitely going to turn west here. This is too far east. This hasn't quite worked out as I thought it would. I thought it was going to be straight north from there. We're close. We're close. I'll at least be able to give you guys a map reference once we get there. So it's more like northwest-ish. North-northwest. It's mostly north. I guess having an actual straight line was too much to ask for. Oh man, it's going to kill me. It's going to get me. We're so close. We're so close. It's right there, look. The grace, that's the one we want. Tagged it. Doesn't matter what you do now. Tagged it. Ah ha ha ha. Get out of here. Okay, so here we can get the map fragment. This one's going to show us the way to at least some of the seeds. The first one that is close to us is in this little opening right here. And from there, I guess it's marked now, just in case I end up in combat. We're going to want a key from there. Key, 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 key. No, leave me alone. Crazy cutwheelie enemies. Stop it. I'm just here for your seed. Give me your seed. Thank you very much. Cool. So now we can pretty much exit the village to the south, and we're going to follow it around until we see a big, big dragon. Big, big dragon. Right, it's not that big. It's the same size as our Gale, but it does magic damage instead of fire. I feel like I should say something. You guys should definitely want to see more than... Whoa, what's all this glowy stuff? Wow, I didn't know they could cast stuff like that. That's cool. It's gonna hurt me, but it's cool. Okay, so obviously we're gonna pass on around the cliff here. It's a really long ride. Over there. It's worth noting that just to the north behind this set of rocks is a grace. If you're not feeling confident, go and rest there first. I'm just gonna run in and grab it because, well, that's just how I'll be doing it. So I'm gonna run back here. I think it's this guy at the back that has the key. Yep. Rest of it's optional. Take what you want. I'm getting out of here, and we're gonna head straight over to the I guess you call it the beach, the bank, and get out of this lake. I don't know how far it's gonna chase me. I'm surprised it hasn't already de-aggroed. And it should be a right turn on here. Yes, definitely right turn. It's gonna be a grace just here. Oh no, it's much further. It's fine. Jellyfish shield, that's what we're going past right now. We're going to follow this road pretty much all the way up. We'll probably go around the camp though, because we don't know aggro. Everything in there is quite a big one. Jellyfish shield, it's quite a good little, I say little. It's technically a great shield, but it's one of the lightest, and has pretty good defenses, but is completely useless against piercing attacks. So kind of a, what's the word? A very specific but good shield, depending on what you're facing. Not many attacks are classed as piercing, so it's probably good, like, at least 70% of the time. Head straight out this way. Careful of the night guy, he's going to cast spells at us. Everything's all magic based here. Oh, I need me some stamina. Keep following the road. We're almost at the Grace at least, and we should be close to the map fragment soon as well, which is handy. There's the Grace. Here's the map fragment. Should come to a ruin here. We're going to pass straight through it. It's King's Realm Ruins. 2 illusory barriers in here. We're obviously going to be dealing with one of them. The other one is irrelevant to us right now. Just hit this. Another grace there if you need it. We shouldn't need it right now though. Just be careful, we're going to start getting magic missiles fired at us. I find it better to be kind of like just off the road. Just because that beginning bit, there's like a cliff to the side of you. That's really not very conducive to dodging. Oh, I dodged into that one. This really doesn't do that much damage. Boom. Right, this is probably going to be the hardest bit because we can't be mounted on torrent, and some of the enemies here are particularly nasty. So, wish me luck. We are going to need to go for a run. Ideally speaking, we probably want to need to get around the left. So this is probably going to be the better way. There should be less enemies that aggro on us this way as well. We're just going to stick mostly directly on this left side here. We don't want to interact with anything. Lots of creepy looking hand enemies. I really don't like them. I don't like the moveset. Don't like how they look. I think one drops off here. Be careful. Just keep your shoulder on the left of the wall. Keep shoulder on the left. Not that bit though. No, no, no. Careful of the fingernails. That's always a bad sign. Remember that. And here we have our grace. Go ahead and rest this if you want to reset everything. It's probably a good idea. And then we can set off for the next bit. This is probably going to be the most difficult bit for me to avoid everything on. Although we do have... Wait. We do have quick step. So in terms of evading, I can evade stuff. Guess we'll see now just how difficult this is to run past. I've never just ran past this before. I've always fought it. These things can throw like magic pot things that like fire out missiles over time. They're really difficult to avoid. But no, this has been easy. That was absolutely fine. Up on the left. Ha! Didn't even need to take the shield off. It's fine. Okay, so up the lift. We get another seed. Take the grace. This is going to open up like half of the game. Probably more than half actually. So out here, doesn't even matter if the wolf gets me. I'll just go ahead and put the seeds. Not even aggroed. That's hilarious. Its friend probably will. There's 3 of those wolves here. Just be careful. Nope, you didn't either. Must be something to do with like light clothing. Usually like when I'm in big armor, these things aggro real easy. Cool. So with that then, that means we can now head back to the more central grace that we were at earlier. Just here. I'm going to want to... Is this the easiest way? Should be fine. I've never gone to this place from the front before. This could be interesting to see. Usually I teleport behind it. If it goes wrong, we'll have skipped forward right now. But if we haven't skipped forward, we're still going with the frontal assault. There's a like a flame tank enemy here, and I really hate... I mean, hate's a strong word, but I do actually hate aggroing them from the front. But let's see how this goes. I've never done it from the front before. Alright, so it should be... Yeah, keep going forward. It should be to the right a bit. To the right. Yes, here's my stairs. I guess that's their stairs, not my stairs. I don't care. We're going through this. Bye. Nope. See ya. Actually, to avoid the tank, what we can do is go this way. That's going to be real hard to see, but we'll just jump the barrier to come to the right-hand side. And we'll just duck in this way. Haha. No flame tank for you. Take this grace if you want, but it's going to be completely irrelevant because we already have the key. It's kind of a fast travel, so you can come back here with the key later. Cool. On this side then, we should just be able to turn to the right. I believe. Should be just out here. Chance, another seed. I don't know why I was so excited about that, but it was. Okay, so closest grace that we have unlocked to our next spot then is going to be this one. So next up we're going to be starting from the northern Leonia lakeshore, and we're going to basically follow this river to its end. That's going to be where the next seed is. Going to be a little bit of a cut, sorry about that. I myself a little bit muddled up. It's not too much of an issue. Either way, we're going to be heading up this way. There'll be a grace on the way. I don't think we need to tag that one because there'll be another one pretty much directly after it, and we will be basically doing like a U-turn once we've gotten the seed. That'll be all of the seeds in Leonia retrieved, apart from one at the top of Rhea Lucare Academy, which you have to get past a bit of a mini boss for, and we said defeating no bosses, so we're not going to be getting that. In addition, technically speaking, if you include doing multiplayer, there is an area you can get to early which has an extra seed in it, but none of my guides ever include multiplayer content, so I can't really recommend or consider that as a part of the video. So there's the grace we were talking about before. We're going to pass straight past it. You guys can tag it if you wish to. These eggs don't do enough damage for me to think that we need to do that. So many. This is where we're going to be going up later. In fact, that's actually where we're going to be using the medallion parts that we picked up during the video. There's our seed. Now, I'm not going to do it, but I would suggest using the grace that is over... I can't see it now. There is a grace over that way. It's probably on the other side of that. I just can't quite see it. It's where all the wooden buildings will be. For the sake of speed, I'm obviously not going to go over there. You guys should definitely tag it. It will be useful to you later. You are going to want to go in and through that dungeon at some point, because that'll allow you to progress Patch's questline and gives you access to what I think is the heaviest armor in the game, which obviously has the most poison defense, so kind of worth knowing that that's going to be that way. We'll pass the Carrion Knight. Merchant just here. Not that one there. It's a bit of where the donkey is. Donkey. Yeah, we're just going to pass you today, sir. One of the biggest changes in the walkthrough is we should have killed all of the merchants. This way, this brings us in the church. This is a good place to tag the grace. I can't really see the map right here because I didn't get the other map fragment. That could have been a good idea. But from where we are, we basically want to cross the road and hit the cliff on the other side. That's because guarding the lift we're going to go towards are a load of catapults, but they seem to struggle to hit us if we're on the wrong side of the road. Well, this other side of the road anyway. So we're just going to pass over here. You can already hear them firing if you're going the same way as me. That's fine. Just come on over this way. Sounds like they're trying to turn them something. You can hear like heavy noises in the distance. But we're pretty much past them now. Like you barely even see them because we've gone kind of around them really well. That's what we're trying to get to over there. Whoa, don't fall off like I did. Oh no, I'm dead. Okay then, so instead of falling off there and losing your mind like I did, instead you want to come around this right hand side. Or a little bit further. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, a little bit further right. Then now we can follow this path almost directly to the left. And that is going to allow us to pass on through the lift of Dectus. Take this grace. We're going to head up to the top. Now that we have access to the Altus Plateau, we are going to go and do a quick quest line. We do need to have 1,000 runes. I just realised I haven't picked any up. So, once we're at the top then, mount up, and then you're going to come out to the left here. It's going to be a grace, top of the hill. We're going to tag that so that we can get up here nice and easy later on. Did I pick any runes up? 200, that's not enough. You know, I think I'm probably going to sell that rune arc. So, where we want to go to is this place here and this place here. So I'm going to get myself 1,000 runes. I'm going to meet you at the Academy Great Town shortly. Okay then, so now that we have our 1,000 runes, we're going to be heading south. Firstly, we'll go to this one. This is where we're going to see a character named Rhea. Where are we? South, south, south. She's going to be in distress because she's lost a pendant. We're going to get that pendant for her, and that's going to progress her to close to where the Lift of Dectus is. There's 2 places that I know of that she can spawn, so I'll try and go over both of those. Again, if anybody that happens to want to... Oh, you had to laser beam me, didn't you? I can't believe you didn't kill me. Usually I one-shots you. Luckily we're not dead. We could be dead though. So many enemies want me dead right now. Leave me alone. So here we are. That's what we're looking for. To Rhea.
Over here.
Okay, let's accept her request. And then we can make our way over to the other point that we placed, which is over here. There's actually going to be a grace over here as well, so we'll go ahead and tank that. Straight past the ruin. It's worth noting as well, you want this to be daytime. A deathbird can spawn here. It'll kind of get in our way a little bit, and that's not what we want. Here we have Boiled Prawn Shack. Tiger's Grace. Not that we really need to. It's just useful for later, I suppose, maybe. Versus dialogue. Just make sure that you want to purchase it. Purchase. Buy it. There we go. There you go, that's all done. If you rest this, you should now be able to purchase prawns from him too. I highly recommend doing that because that'll progress his questline at the same time, and I just feel like it's a good idea. But now we can head on over back to Rhea, which is where I'll meet you guys, and we'll be giving her the pendant back. Okay, so with that done, now we can move back to the Lift of Dectus, obviously Alta's Plateau version of the Grace. Now, I'm going to show the 2 places you can appear. The first one is right here. And we can see that she's there already, actually. Now, I'm going to choose not to interact with her. If she is there for you right now, interact with her and take her invitation to the Volcano Manor. Before we do that, we're going to grab I'm going to grab 2 other seeds. In fact, we might as well all grab the other 2 seeds, because her second spawn location is actually on the way to there. And that way, I feel like we'll cover all of the bases. I don't know what the cause is for her kind of spawning in different parts of the map, but it's just worth knowing. So we want to get over this way until it looks like we can drop off. Where are we? Here we are. On this rock here, we should be good. There we go. Now we just want to roll this road up to the seed that we can see. Let's grab that. This is the second grace that she can spawn at, which is why I wanted to point this out, because it's quite close. And I know that if she happens to spawn here, it's usually on these steps that I've seen her spawn as a different spot. So just bear that in mind. She'll either be at the Grand Lift of Dectus or she'll be there. Either way, once we've done that and you tagged the grace, I'm going to quickly go for another seed just up this way, being as we're here right now. And that way we don't have to come back to this point later. So we're going to go this way, and we basically want to head... yeah, go straight away, so we can't actually avoid that. Okay. So we just want to go straight past this. At our level, this enemy is probably a little bit bullcrappy. Luckily, most of his attacks can be blocked by the ruins, which is why we're kind of threading through them here. We're just going to follow this little gap in the cliff here all the way through. Take this grace. It's going to be a good idea. Can reset it as well while we're at it. And then, very slightly north, we'll have another seed. Just avoid all of the flames. Good, avoid all the flames. There's our seed. Cool, so those 2 gone. We know where Rhea is for us right now. We can head back south to see Rhea. So whichever spawn location she's in for you, go to that one. We're going to go ahead and accept her invitation. So here we are at Rhea. Take Rhea's hand. So this brings you out in Volcano Manor. Tons of stuff you can do here if that's something you want to do, but we are just here for the seed. So we're going to go straight out that door. So we're just going to run straight ahead. Really shouldn't take long for us to see the golden tree. That is the seed that we want. Get the enemies to de-aggro. I'm just going to quit out and reload. Then we can go straight back to the Grand Lift of Dectus. Or the Alta's Plateau Grace specifically. Don't use the Grand Lift Grace, but we're going to the Alta's Grace that's close to it. So from here then, we just want to head pretty much straight east. I'm going to go along this road. These 2 don't seem to aggro on you. Don't know why that would be. So if it's not nighttime. There can be a Knight's Cavalry that spawns here in the nighttime. That can be a bit of a stick. So if it is looking like it's nighttime, just make it daytime, because that's going to be much easier for you. There is a grace just near this rock. I don't know whether it's worth tagging its fast travel back or not. You can see just how close the seed is up there. We'll have it anyway. It's going to be a nice reset point in case we need it. I think it's so close to it, I feel like I might as well grab the map fragment with you guys. You can see the signpost right there. Just because that's going to allow us to see. So next then we'll go back to the Grace, and from here, kind of just looking at the map then so you guys can see, we're just going to head straight east. There are tough enemies at the top of here, so what we're going to do is we're going to head straight left, and you really like want to hug the cliff. You guys are going to see why as we go up here in a second. You just want to really hug the cliff as we're going up this left side. Not bothered about these at all. The issue up here is going to be the rune bear, and it will probably kill me as soon as it looks at me, so we do really need to not aggro it. So we just want to literally hug the left of the cliff here. You want to be right on the left, just right in here. There we go. So now behind the rune bit, which makes me real happy. And then I think, yeah, I want to go straight up this way. I'm not bothered about this big plant. All the way up to the back here. This is probably the most dangerous part. You should be able to get them to patrol. They don't seem to want to. Nope, don't seem to want. Usually they patrol. Not gonna matter. So we're just gonna run straight behind this guy. Nope, don't hit me please, that would be bad. You can see we have the Grace right there. So that's all we need to make it to. Interesting that we've only aggroed one. Usually, it doesn't even come to the Grace. So we don't even need to reset. 2 seeds. Map fragment. And then we're literally going to follow the road again, right? So I want to follow this road, and about here, we're going to get another 2 seeds. There are a few dangerous enemies here, so just, you know, we're just going to keep on running. The fact they gave us this horse to run around on, we get to not really care. Oh, I must have marked the Grace, never mind. Here we are, seeds. There we go, 2 more seeds. I was slightly off in my calculation, but we do still want to go where my marker is. That is where the Grace is going to be. That enemy there turns into a copy of Godfrey. It's not as strong as the original, but being as we are avoiding boss fights, we'll avoid that. So here we have the Grace. Ain't stopping here long though. I feel like we're almost at the end. I think there's 2 more. There are but 2 more. So this is the bit where you probably want to kill a few enemies. So the next seed is in front of where all these are going to fire. So if we don't clear these out, they're just going to kill us. So we want to get some backstabs on these guys. They're not too bad. So I'm just going to slash them up. If I could take them out with a measly dagger, whatever it is you guys are packing is going to be much stronger than what I've got. So that's 2. There's more. Is there one on the right hand side? I can't remember if there is. No, I know there's a couple more forward, so we need to get them all. These 2, yeah, then we need to get that one. Just really don't want to miss one. There's one up there, look. I think we'll be okay with one. One should be okay. I hope one's okay. Looks like it's right splat. I knew there was one on the right hand side. Okay, let's go take it out. We'll go take that one out. I feel like that's a safer option. So we'll just move our way around. There we are, made it up the rocks, that's good. Okay, let's make our way back around. I'm going to take the safe way. I'm not completely... Yeah, you know what, this will be fine. Now I can get the seed, so we just follow the road out. I don't have to worry too much about catapults firing rocks at me. That's another seed. I haven't even counted how many we're on yet. That's kind of funny, really. But, so yeah, we can head along the road. And I believe what we want is... There's like a little steepish left turn. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I want to go down here. Just keep an eye on the left here. Where are you? Yeah, it's down this little road. Let's not mess with this village. I'm not going to be touching any of that. Should be close to this broken bridge. Here we are. And I believe that's the last seed we can get. I think that's the last one. We'll tag this Grace. I'm going to see how many seeds we've got. I think I counted it that we should be on 22 by the end of the video. I can double check that we haven't missed any, and we will be, well, having a bit of a laugh, really. The Grace is... Is it above? I think it is above. That's okay. We're safe here. Let's take a look at the... let's take a look in the old inventory, shall we? Seeds, 22. Bam. Happy with that. That is all of the seeds. You guys can fast travel on out of here to wherever you want to go to. So we're going to go back to the Stormhill Shack. I'm going to use them all, see how many flasks we get. Flasks. Add charges to flasks. Cool, 12. Okay, so after using all of our seeds, that lands us on 12 flasks. Considering the most you can have in the game is 14, that's 12 out of 14 flasks without defeating a single boss. Technically speaking, we've unlocked probably 3/4 of the game. But that's cool. Now you can go ahead, defeat as much of the game as you like with the amount of heals that I feel like you should have. Hope that you guys have had fun with the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.